Hello everyone, Shani of Shani and Charlie here, and coming at you guys with an update to my garden. This is my bee garden here. Sorry I'm not in the video today. I flexi rodded my hair last night, so I have flexi rods and abundant in my hair, so I'm not going to get on camera today. So you guys don't want to see that. So here's my bee garden, and like I said in my other video, I can pretty much tell what's what. Some of these plants, we have my shadow in the way. Okay, we have some sunflowers that's coming up, some borage that's come up. Looks like we have some zinnias, and these right here, shadow. These right here may possibly be some cosmos. I know there's some sunflowers in there. That's more borage there. More sunflowers. And actually the top of my house, I don't know if you can see how when it rained, I didn't take into consideration that it was going to drip real heavy right here, so it kind of pushed, it's kind of put it like a little trench between the seeds. I have some seeds on this side, some on this side, and it took and it washed a lot of them down here. So I have a big wad of flowers right here. Once they get a little taller, a little stronger, I'm going to move them to another area. So there's no such thing as gardening mistakes. They can always be corrected. Alright, so here are my containers, and I got Danny out here with me. One thing I noticed, I'm going to show you this container first. This container right here, as you can see, my lettuce is coming up. What you see right here in between the lettuce, these are carrots. We have marigolds, and that's my tomato plant. It's really big and full, and it even has some little blooms on it to try to start some tomatoes. We'll get into pollinating later, but yeah. So this is this bed here. You see how big that tomato plant is? How all this lettuce is just coming up beautifully. I can actually eat this lettuce now if I wanted to use it as microgreens, but I'm gonna let it get a little taller. And I also have borage right here. Yeah, so I just want you guys to just look at this container right here. And then take a look at this one. This is a tomato plant. It pretty much almost has no lettuce growing in it, and I know I planted lettuce in it. And you have a lot of marigolds growing. 2 borage plants came up. Got a lot of basil. Basil's really, really small. That's basil right there. Have a lot of basil coming up, but no lettuce. And that's really weird to me, how this tomato plant came out of the same pot, planted at the same time. The only thing I did is there was one pot where I put too much, where I thought I put too much cow manure in it. I believe it's this pot here. It actually ended up benefiting. So what I did this morning is I went in and I put some more cow manure around this tomato plant here, because obviously what I thought was a mistake, with putting too much manure in that pot, it actually ended up not being a mistake at all. It actually ended up benefiting the plant. Like, just look at these 2 pots planted at the same time. And the same thing right here. Really don't have much lettuce coming up. And all these seeds were planted at the same time. Even the size, like this is a marigold right here in this plant. Planted at the same time, and this is a marigold in this plant here. So that's why I'm almost 100% sure that it's because I put what I thought was too much nitrogen, and it seemed like it was just enough. Like I said, marigold planted at the same time. It's not a fluke. All the marigolds in this pot are the same size, and it's crazy. It's crazy. So, and then we have this pot over here, the same thing. Look how small these marigolds are. Look how small this borage is compared to the borage in the other plants. So like I said, when I went in this morning, I put more nitrogen in all of these pots, hoping that I can get the same effect that I got in the one. And I really thought that I put too much nitrogen, and that's how I pretty much know that this is the reason why. It's because there was one pot that had too much nitrogen, and there's one pot. All three of these pots are growing the same way except for that one pot. So I actually needed more nitrogen. So that's all about gardening, guys. Just trial and error. And we got Danny over here playing. So here are my seeds that I planted last Sunday, exactly 7 days ago. And most of my seeds, the germination process is 10 to 14 days. Now we do have some that's come up. They were like, their germination their germination time was like 5 to 7 days. Right here you have the Armenian cucumbers that have come up, and the sunrise bumblebee tomatoes here. And I planted some two new pots here, straight net squash and sugar baby watermelon. And on in this tray here you have another Armenian cucumber. So the rest of these seeds will probably be up by the end of the week. But yeah, they have a 10 to 14 day germination period, as opposed to these right here. They had a 5 to 7 day germination period, and they just started coming up yesterday. So on day 6 is when the Armenian cucumbers and the sunrise bumblebee tomatoes start coming up. And as you can see with the tomatoes, every single tomato seed, because you know I put 4 seeds in each pot just to ensure germination, you can see every single one of those seeds came up, and I love seeing that. I really love seeing that. What are you doing, Danny? What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, I know. Alright, so let's get over to the garden bed. I have some, I know it looks like it needs weeding. I'm not weeding it yet, simply because I'm letting everything grow together right now, because I don't want to make a mistake and disturb some of the seeds that are coming up. And I got some sunflowers here that's coming up, some sunflowers over here, some of my leafy greens are coming up here, and we got some corn back here that's coming up. And I didn't plant these on camera. I actually planted these last Sunday because I thought about how I said about the leafy greens needing tall, and I'm like, what's taller than corn? And I needed a place to plant my corn. So yeah, I have my corn in the middle. It's a whole row of corn in the middle right here. And I think I put 12 seeds out. And over here you have my kale and Swiss chard mix. So that's coming up really well. What I like here is I was able to pick out some scarlet kale, because it has that red tint to it. That is some ruby red Swiss chard. And the rest of it is just different types of kale. Until it gets a little larger, I won't be able to tell exactly what kind of kale it is. It's just a kale mix. I think this is a red Russian kale right here. But yeah, my kale seems to be doing the best in this bed next to the corn. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a video on companion planting. What I'm gonna do is when my corn gets a little taller, I'm gonna come out and plant some peas in between the corn and let the peas just grow up the corn stalk, and I'll do a video on companion planting. But yeah, guys, that's it. This is my garden update. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, just leave it in the comment section. Any other type of advice, leave it in the comment section. And as usual, toodaloo, bye bye.